As someone who has been very manipulated throughout her life, that's me. I'm talking about myself. As a person, I am a person. Yes, I'm a person that has been manipulated a lot throughout my life, especially when I was a little kid. I was raised I was raised by many different people because I lost my parents very early by the time I was 5. So I was raised by a lot of different people. But one of the people that person people I can't talk people that raised me from 7 to 14, whereas a distant aunt and uncle. Now the uncle was most likely undiagnosed bipolar, definitely a narcissist, no doubt. Very, very sick human being, this person. I have spent so much time unwinding from the damage that he did on my soul, on my personality, on my sense of self for years. And the work it's just continuing. It's always going to continue, even though it's way better. Now, he was a manipulator at like the next level. If you think about narcissism is all about gaslighting and manipulation and control and obsession. So because I had that imprinted on me so early, and I created something called like a Stockholm syndrome. I'm sure you've heard of that. It's like, no, like when in Stockholm syndrome, it's like you become like in love with your abuse. I wasn't in love with it, but you love your abusers. You make excuses for your abusers because it's the only thing that you know. So I was always looking for like something that some like crumb that he would love me, crumb that he accepted me, because he was very back and forth. He was very bipolar. He would hate me, love me, hate me, love me, hate me, love me. And when he would love me, give me gifts and, tell me I'm smart and all those things. Actually, I don't think he ever said that, but he would give me gifts. And then when I was in the hate part of our relationship, he would either ignore me, tell me I was worthless for hours, like literally hours, lecturing me and make me say it out loud. I am worthless. Like the programming is so deep. It's like crazy, right? So when things I was always hoping he would flip so I could feel accepted and loved, even if it was for just a moment. So what did I do? What happened? It's classic. I started developing relationships with narcissists and relationships with people as I got older and could be in romantic relationships. And I'm sure I had some friendships like that too, that would not treat me very well. And particularly in the narcissist, I've done videos on this before, the narcissist empath relationship. But the reason I would be so attracted to that is because one, the vibration had not healed and left my body. And so it was like a beacon for it. And two, I knew that dance. I knew the dance of love me, hate me. And I was looking to be seen, looking for that person, that part to tell me he loved me, right? And like that it was all going to be okay. But it's futile, right? Like it's like chasing, when you're in a relationship like that, it's like chasing your own tail. Like sometimes you might get like a nip, but it's never going to last, right? It'll never stay. So cut to today. As much of work as I've done, and the work never ends. P.S. All it does, honestly, is life happens. Life happens. You just snap back more quickly. You become more empowered. Your reactions are more masterful. But stuff happens, and I'm still cleaning house, and I'm still healing, and that's my commitment to myself. Like I'm always going to be in that next up level. So, with that being said, something really messy came my way a couple weeks ago, and it was a manipulation. Now, I'm pretty psychic, I'm pretty intuitive, but I miss things because I still have that little girl in me. I still have that part of me that wants to see the good in everyone. And I always am going to see the good in everyone. Now I can see the good in them, but also want to be aware of like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Is that the term? Right? Be aware of the manipulators. Be aware of that. But there was this situation a couple weeks ago, and it literally right over my head. And I even fought for this person to my husband, saying, "Oh, he's good. He's a great guy. Don't worry about it. Like, he's awesome." Because my heart is open. And when I'm in that space, I can be naive. I can be naive. It's true. And I was naive, and I missed something big, like big. I'm not going to tell you what it was because it was like literally a freaking bomb dropped. Now, I'm here's the thing. I was like, all right, well, this happened. I didn't continue being in friendship with them. My husband and I did not. This was actually a couple, but the man was mainly the manipulator. New friends we made here in Phoenix. And I was like, okay, well, this isn't going to work out, but thanks for playing and thanks for hanging out with us. But, so I made that decision very quickly and didn't stay in something toxic or manipulative, but I missed it. And here's what I did for a couple days. I went into shame. I went into like, what? Like, how did I miss that? How did I not see that? And I went into this like tailspin of like trying to figure it out instead of looking at how far I had come. Because had this had happened when I was younger or before I had done work and before all of that, I might have just stayed in it. I might have danced with it. I might have forgiven in the moment, right? I don't have any resentment. I've let it go, but meaning like brushed it aside and been like, it's okay. Let's be in a relation. Let's be in friendship and relationship anyway. But I didn't do that. When I found out this manipulation, this thing is like, you know what? We don't get to be in a relationship anymore, in friendship. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling my husband. Thank you. So instead of seeing the progress, I did a dance of shame for a couple of days, and then I let it go. And then I was able to look at, where am I still holding shame in my body? And I was able to get curious and go deeper with that as well. So here's the question. For you to think about, for me to think about, we live in a world of manipulation. The media is manipulative. Advertising, which is media, is manipulative. There's just so much around us all of the time. And some people have learned to be manipulative because they think that's the only way they're going to get their needs met, right? Is if they're manipulative or sneaky, or even like wearing masks, right? That's like, we all wear some kind of social mask. Some of us do. Some people, their mask has fallen away. And when you're around people who their masks have fallen away, you're like, oh my God, thank God you're freaking real, right? We want authenticity. So there's, people are walking around in masks. So there's manipulation, there's subtle, covert, there's subconscious, and there's conscious manipulation all the time. So here's the question, Warrior. How do we navigate it? How do we navigate it? With power and mastery. And so when I got hit with this thing from the couple, our new friends, I was like, okay, couple days, was it in mastery? Was in like a little bit of beat up, a little bit of shame. And then I was like, this is not helpful. This is not working. And I was able to shift it into, all right, let's grow from this. Let's look at this. And then it brought in the questions of manipulation, how to navigate it like a warrior, how to navigate it with mastery, and then how to be in power if something gets over your head or you get sideswiped by something. How do you handle that with grace, power, love, and compassion, and if needed, fierceness? So this is the path of the warrior. It's to stay so present in your body, moment to moment, as much as you can. Because when we're embodied and we're connected to ourselves, we're able to really tune in and tap into how our body is feeling and how our body is responding and how we are feeling in the face of potential manipulation. Now, this does not mean to always be on your guard with new people. It does not mean that. No, does not mean that. It means that you get to be your own navigation system. You know when something doesn't feel right. The thing is with this couple, I think that was like, woo! And then sometimes that happens and you're like, awesome. Okay, let me go back and look at it. But mostly we do. We do feel it in our bodies, or we get an intuitive knowing, something's off, something's not right. And where we can slip up, like slip up, write some sage, where we can slip up, where we can slip up is by not paying attention or brushing it aside, pretending it doesn't exist, being in denial. So, my question to you is to get really, really curious and really, really grounded in your life. Play with it a little bit. Know that if you're watching the media, they're manipulating you. Just know that. Like, it's their game. And then you can play the game back. Maybe sit there and watch CNN or something just to play with it and see how it feels in your body. See how it feels to be manipulated in your body. And if you are manipulating, getting really real and honest, like sometimes we're manipulating and we don't even know it. Sometimes I know I'm manipulating my husband to get what I want. And it's so sneaky and covert. And I'm like, whoa, wow, I just did a dance of manipulation. I'm so sorry. Let me get real with you and tell you what I really want and what I really need. You know, those of us that dance around asking for what we need and what we want, are we manipulating? Are you collapsing through manipulation? I used to be like the victim, right? Oh my God. And I would collapse and like expect someone to rescue me. That's all manipulation. So when we get clear too around the places that we are manipulating ourselves and manipulating other people, and it's usually because we learned that's the only way we can get what we need or want. But as adults, we have choice. So this week, I'm going to encourage you and invite you to look at manipulation, feel what it feels like in your body. And if you are met with something like, that feels interesting, how are you going to meet it? You're going to meet it by being grounded. You're going to meet it by being clear. You're going to meet it by not people pleasing. You're going to meet it with a clear no if you're a no, a clear yes if you're a yes. And being connected to your guides of highest light and God to help you navigate it. So if we can stay steady in the face of all of the manipulations that's happening, you'll begin to trust yourself on such a deep level that your own sneaky manipulations that we all have and do, I mean, maybe you're like, this isn't landing with me. And if it's not landing, then awesome. But there are things that are manipulating us in our environment. We get to get clear. And this is how we find our superpower, which is your personal power. This is your personal power. And this is one of the many, many ways that our transformation, our awakening is going to support and up-level your life. And you keep hearing that the new earth is coming, the ascension, the 5D, all of these words, right, around the spiritual community. Yes, that's all happening. It's only going to happen, though, if we all do our inner work. All right. So that's a lot to leave you with. My name is Beth Osmer, and watch out this week, your manipulation, you manipulate, and when you're being manipulated by others, ground, connect, ask for guidance, and have clear boundaries. All right, my name is Beth Osmer, and I will see you on the next video.